Hello, welcome back. I'm Lori Williams. I am a psychic medium, energy healer, animal communicator, and spiritual teacher. And today it is the final day of 2023, and I wanted to pop on and do kind of a year in review kind of a thing, just because I've really switched things up in 2023. And so yeah, I've decided I wanted to do a video and just let you know what worked for me, what didn't, and possibly give you some ideas. I also want to talk about word of the year, phrase of the year, um, because I get asked this a lot, so I want to put that in this video as well. So, first and foremost, last year at this time, I decided that I wasn't going to set actual resolutions or goals for myself. Instead, what I did was I wrote a list of what I wanted to feel. So the list included I wanted to feel abundant. I wanted to feel healthy. I wanted to feel successful. I wanted to feel peaceful. I wanted to feel happy and all of these things. Uh, don't get me wrong, there was a few things on the list that were like specific goals for myself. Um, but those goals they intertwined with the feelings that I wanted to have as well. They weren't like completely disconnected from it. So I wanted to have the most successful year ever in my business. That's part of me feeling successful. I wanted to be able to help more people this year than ever, which is part of me feeling abundant and happy and being able to be of service to people. So like different things like that. There's also some personal things. I think there's like altogether, I think I had 17 or 18 things on my list. Most of them, like more than three quarters of them, were feeling. So, how do I want to spend 2023 feeling? And I could honestly, looking back, my year in review, I can honestly say that I checked off every box except for one. And that one was just a personal goal of owning a house or property or whatever. That's the only one that I didn't reach. So, how did this year differ from previous years when all I did was do a long list of things that, let's be honest, I think probably maybe, half, a little bit more than half, maybe two-thirds, I might actually be able to check those goals off in previous years. But the ones I didn't, I found myself typically feeling very defeated. I mean, if I had completed 10 goals and there was only five that I didn't, those five would really have me hung up and really have me feeling negative towards myself. And that's why I decided to switch things up for 2023 and decide how I wanted to feel. Our feelings are an outside job. Nothing outside of us should ever have the power and control over us to make us feel anything that we don't want to. And that's what I wanted to spend 2023 being my focus. And I must say, I have grown exponentially in that area. Um, I can't honestly think of anything off the top of my head that actually, like outside of me, that actually gets enough attention from me to even spark an emotion. Um, Short of my kids, I'm still working through that. That's an emotional tie that runs deep, and it is hard to detach from that. I have come a long way, but I'm not completely detached in that area yet. So I will definitely. I already have wrote my goals, my hopes, my dreams, my aspirations for 2024, and I have decided that I'm going to continue with primarily focusing on how I want to feel in 2024, rather than just some goals to check off the list. Because at the end of it all, I feel like I'm not attacking myself at the end of the year because I didn't hit a certain goal, or like I said, the goals are still there. And my goals this year scare the crap out of me. But uh so I mean, and I only have four like very, very distinct goals on my 2024 list. The rest of them are all feelings, and I think there's about 11. Um so I say all of that to say that the world is hard enough. The world is harsh enough. There's enough judgment in the world. There is enough anger and hate and division and separation and all of those things. And why do that to yourself by making a list that you're going to feel upset in yourself at the end of the year? if you don't, check those boxes. If you find that your goals list is making you feel less than, is making you feel like you were unproductive, unsuccessful in any way, shape, or form, I highly encourage you to stop focusing on what you want to do and start focusing on who you want to be. Because the doing will naturally come when you get the being under control. That realistically should be your first focus is who do you want to be? How do you want to show up in this world? What kind of a person do you truly want to be at the end of the day? Make that your goal, and be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. That's the whole point of what we're here for. Um, so I definitely encourage you, if you like myself, if you're very hard on yourself, just shift your focus to who you want to be, what emotions do you want to feel for 2024, rather than what goals do you want to check off. Because the honest part of it is the goals that I was able to check off for 2023 and the goals that I was able to check off for 2022 did not leave me feeling as fulfilled as the emotions that I was able to check off for 2023. That was just like, wow, like it really allowed me to kind of look over, not necessarily like in a judgmental way looking at myself, but in a, okay, am I actually in a place where I feel peace? And I give myself an 80%, an 80-20 rule. Do I feel peace 80% of the time in my life? Do I feel happiness 80% of the time in my life? Do I feel successful 80% of the time in my life? So that for me, I mean, if you want to do 60, if you want to do 50, I mean, you get to set your own bar. And I could honestly say that for 2023, I was able to check those boxes. And this year for 2024, what I have decided to do is I'm going to go deeper with those emotions. So not only do I want to feel successful, I want to feel, how did I word it? I'm trying to remember now off the top of my head. I should have had my journal out, but um I wasn't just successful. I wanted to feel like I was like truly giving back. I wanted to feel like it wasn't, to me, success is about me. I wanted to feel, I mean, obviously, I have to be successful in the fact that I am empowering others. And so I took the focus off of just success and I tried to expand on the emotions that I wanted to feel for 2023 going into 2024. Okay, how am I going to do that? Well, I can feel successful by continuing to empower and uplift each, like, other people. I feel happy about that. I feel happy is not even the word for it, but when anybody that lives their soul purpose, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I want to feel all of these things, but I think that my list for 2024 is more about also bringing into focus how what who I can be can benefit others. Because the truth of it is when we are in a place that we are living within our soul alignment, it's not just about us, it's about other people, it's about how we make other people feel, how we help them, how we lift them up, how we empower them, all of those kinds of things. So that's what I wanted to bring my more into focus for 2024. There's still emotions there, and they're my emotions, but my emotions this year are tied to how can I be a benefit to other people as well. So going on to the word of the year and the phrase of the year. People ask me all the time, like, I use a phrase of the year. People ask me all the time, is that even a real thing? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not one to really pay attention to what other people are doing. Um, Maybe I should, but I just don't. For me, a word just never seemed like enough. It's like I needed a power statement. You want to call it, um, a, you can call it whatever you want, but I call it a power statement. For me, it was more than just the word. So, and what I do, I have this little thing. I got this at a local dollar store. So I know it looks backwards to you, but it says 2023. My word is magic, and my power statement is radical love. And so the word of the year essentially is just like, what do you want to create? How do you want to feel? It's like taking one thing from my goals list and be like, okay, how can I, if I was to look at my goals list and give it one word, how would I, what word would I give it? And for 2023, the word magic filled fit my goals list perfectly. And I felt really aligned with that word. Make sure you feel really aligned with it, or it's probably not going to work so great for you. And then to me, the phrase radical love is radical love of all things, myself included. Because I, as being someone who often works in the energy of other people, I tend to forget myself often, and I use that as a reminder that while I'm, bringing love to other people, to make sure that I have enough for myself as well. When it comes to the word of the year, I've been doing this. I think this is 2023 was my fifth year, maybe sixth year that I've been doing word of the year and phrase of the year. I've been doing the word of the year for probably 8 or 9 years now. Um, but since I've brought in the phrase of the year, I'm going to just give you a little warning. Make sure you pick something that you are truly ready to face. And what I mean is, in 2020, it would have been 2022, I picked the phrase health. And no, it wasn't health. That's my word for this year. I can't remember what it was exactly. It was, oh, unlimited. That's what it was. It was unlimited. And everything that happened in 2022 actually made me feel like I was limited. It continued 2022 continued to show me where I was restricting myself. Now, that might sound like the complete opposite of unlimited, but what I realized, and it took me honestly until now to realize this, is that it wasn't that the universe was showing me my own ability to be unlimited in all the areas that I am unlimited. It was actually showing me the places that I needed to heal my own perceived limits. That is hard to do. It's not easy to do. I find that whatever I set my word to, and I think it's just because I always keep my word and my phrase very visible to me. Like this has been sitting, I have a floating shelf right behind my computer, and this board has been sitting on that shelf for the entire year. I used to print out, like I'd put it in big, bold, colorful lettering, and I would print out my word and my phrase for the year, and I would frame it and put it like someplace that I can see it like every single day, wherever I'm spending most of my time. I've heard of people putting sticky notes all over their house with their word on it. You can do this with the phrase as well. I am just wanting you to be aware. It does work. Don't get me wrong. It gives you something to focus on within yourself, or what you want to create for the year. And it does, in my opinion, it does it exceptionally well. If it didn't do it, I wouldn't keep doing. If it wasn't helpful, I wouldn't keep doing it. Um, but just be prepared that what you think is going to happen when you set a word or a phrase for the year. Keep in mind that the potential could be the exact opposite in order for you to learn that word. So, going back to the unlimited, I had to learn all the places that I was limited in order for me to heal those places so that I could truly become unlimited. And like I said, I didn't see it at the time. I honestly remember like thinking back at the end of 2022 of like, wow, like the complete opposite of unlimited happened this year. And where I didn't realize until now, because I tend to, when I go like year in review, I'll tend to do like, the last few years, especially when it comes to my word or my phrase of the year, just to kind of see if there's a theme going. I don't really want to repeat anything. So I'll go over like 2 or 3 years. If I have access to it, like if I haven't gotten rid of the journal, I might even go back like a few more than 2 or 3 years, but I typically go back 2 or 3 years, just to kind of help me to see how far I've come as well. So I don't want to warn you in a fearful way, but just make sure that the what you're setting up for yourself, that you are prepared to receive the exact opposite in order for it to teach you what it is that you want. I've never had this not work ever, um, and it's been absolutely incredible. This year, I think as far as radical love goes, one of my biggest lessons was learning to love people even if it meant them not being in my life. So, what I would typically do if people exited my life, I would just get myself to a point of healing where I'd had no emotions for them. where it felt empty, it felt hollow. Radical love means I don't have any expectation of how that person acts in my life or outside of my life. I'm going to love them on some level anyway. Some people are easier, and it's better for your own mental health and your own inner peace to love them from a distance. But I still wanted to send them, be able to honestly say, like, I send you love. And when it comes to, when it comes to that, that was a huge lesson for me this year. And I definitely think, I mean, obviously it's something I'm gonna have to still work on for a little bit because it's not necessarily at the core of who I am yet, but it's getting there. And it's definitely a lot better than what it was this time last year. So if you want to share your word or your phrase of the year with me, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I would love to hear what your words, what your phrases are. If you do something different, if you do something a little bit more, a little bit different, please feel free to share that. I love learning new things and I love trying new things. If it resonates with me, I'll definitely give it a try. And I hope you have a wonderful last day of 2023. And I wish you nothing but love and unlimited blessings for 2024. And I will see you back here next year. Until then, take care. Bye for now.